Hello everyone. I was just about to say good morning, but it's not good morning. My name is Tracy Frith. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Sherwood Park, Alberta. And I usually come live on Tuesday mornings, but because my work schedule has changed over the summer, a little bit at least, I am going to try this time slot at least for the next couple of weeks, and then we'll see where we're at after that. So I thought today would be a good day to try a fun fold card. We have a team challenge going on right now to do a fun fold, so I thought I could kill two birds with one stone and show one and enter into the challenge as well. So I am going to, first of all, try and find myself here on Facebook on my laptop so I can see and maybe answer any questions and stuff. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to use the Circle Saying stamp set, which I've used a few times now. But I like it. It's got lots of different things in it. And then I'm going to use an older stamp set, the Artistically Inked. It is still available, but it's been in the catalog for a couple years now. So I'm going to put those aside just to give me more room. And then I'm going to use a bunch of new colors today too. So I have... We'll start down at the bottom of the pile. I have Lemon Lolly. That's going to be my card base. I have Whisper Basic White, which is going to kind of create the fun fold. And then I have Azure Afternoon, which is another new one, and that's going to be just sort of for some embellishment-y type elements. I have a couple more pieces of white. Those are just kind of scraps for some stamping that we're going to cut out and stuff. And then I'm using I can't remember what this is called. It's a 6x6 designer paper. Get the thing back on. It's Bright and Beautiful. So it's Bright and Beautiful 6x6. And it's got lots of bright colors. You can see this is what I'm going to use on the front of the card. I think I've shown this one before, so I'm not going to go through the whole package, but we'll use that on the front, and then I have two other pieces that we'll use on the inside. And this one has a whole bunch of colors in it, so it's got the two colors that I'm using plus a whole bunch of other ones, so it's a nice, versatile, and that it'll go with a lot of different things. All right, so let's go. I'm going to start. Let's start with my scoring. We'll do that first. So I'm going to bring my Stampin' Cut machine in. I can't remember what this one's called either. I think that's what it is. Paper cutter, paper trimmer. That's what it is. It's the paper trimmer. All right, and so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and it will be kind of a standard 4 1/4 score line here. So I'm just going to get my blade out of the way, cutting blade. So I'm going to measure 4 1/4 and score that. Oh, my scoring blade is not quite in the track here. Let's fix that up. There we go. All right, I'm going to try that again here, because it didn't score very well. I didn't think it sounded right when it went by. All right, so 4 1/4 there. And then I'm going to take the white piece, the long white piece. So this one is 5 by 8. And we're going to score this one in two places. We're going to score it at 4 inches. So 4 inches first. And then at 6. Right at the top. And for those of you that haven't seen this before, our paper trimmer does have an extendable arm. So if I needed something big, a measurement bigger than 6 inches, it goes all the way to 17. So that's that. Okay, I think I can put this away now. All right, well, let's get my bone folder out. I'm going to fold up the score, so do this one first. And I always do just go back, even though I've scored it, I always kind of make sure I have it lined up, because every now and then the score line, the paper's a little bit off measurement or whatever, and then the score line's a little bit off and my edges don't match up. So there we go. I've got that done. While I'm here, I'm going to, just because I want to give it a little bit of time to dry, I'm going to attach this. I'm actually thinking, no, I don't want to cut through that many layers. Okay, so I'm going to get my liquid adhesive out. Oh, hello, Mom. Thanks for watching. I know I switched up the times here today, so I wasn't sure who would be on, but nice to see somebody at least. All right, so I'm just going to glue this down. And then I'm going to just let it sit while I work on some other things here so that it can dry a little bit. I think we'll go, sorry, getting it up nice, up close and personal. I think I'm just going to go this way. All right, so that's going to kind of just center in the card here. Hopefully get it kind of straight. There we go. All right, so I just glued that on the front of the card, and then I'm just going to let that dry a little bit because we're going to do some cutting with that in a bit. Put that out of the way, and then I will bring this one in. So this one we're going to do some mountain and valley folds. I just have to get it in my brain how we're going to go. So I think we are going this way and then this way. I think that's right. Like if you kind of fold it in half on the 4-inch score line and then fold the 6-inch one back on itself. Okay, so now we're going to be like that. All right. Okay, now that piece we will do some gluing. I just have to think about what I want. I think I'm going to go like this. So these two pieces are going to go on the inside. I did not give you measurements for these. I don't think I gave you measurements for this one either. So the DSP, the big piece of DSP is 5 1/4 by 4, okay? And these two are both 1 3/4 by 4 3/4. All right, so I think I'm gonna put them this way. So you can see this one, the yellow stripe is just the back of the dots that I used on the front of the card. You know what? I think I've changed my mind. I'm going to put them the other way. So this piece I'm going to put closer to the middle fold line. Okay. And this one has some kind of squiggles and stars on the back. But I want to use the blue piece. And we'll see. What I might end up doing is changing my embellishment color, but we'll see. See how I like it. All right, and then this one is going to go here. And I do want to try and line it up so at least the top and the bottom edges are even with the two pieces of designer paper. All right. All right, okay, so now those can all kind of go aside. And then we'll do a little bit of stamping. So I think I want to do, so this is, let me put my stamp set back again. I'm going to use, from this set I'm using the Celebrate, and then I'm also going to use the little cupcake. Okay. And then the other set, I'm just using a sentiment for the happy birthday. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull in the pink color here. So this is Bubble Bath. Let me think. I know I don't want to do yellow because it'll be too light, it won't show up. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll see. If I change my mind, I change my mind. All right, so Bubble Bath. And I just want to get an idea of where I want to put this. So kind of in the bottom corner there. I can just ink that up. All right. And then I'm going to have one of my Celebrates. I guess it doesn't matter. I can work that out after. One of the Celebrates I'm going to kind of do straight up and down. So it goes across the top. And you don't have to leave the die in there. I just did it to kind of measure. All right, so I'm going to get that one out of the way. And then I'm going to close this up. Because at least for right now, I'm not going to use that one again. I'm going to, when I do the cupcake, I'm going to use Memento. So this one I use Bubble Bath. Pink, I'm going to use Memento ink. And that's Tuxedo Black. Because I want to do some, I want to color, just some coloring with blends for this part. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to stamp the cupcake, hopefully, right in the middle here. Or slightly off center. That's okay. Do I want to redo that? You know what? I'll try it on the back. One more time. See what I get. And then we'll pick whichever one is the straightest. Hi, Leanne. Glad you could come on tonight too. Say the evening time slot might actually turn out to be a little bit better. Unfortunately, during the regular part of the year, I'm usually at work, so it'll work for the summer, but I don't know about, or at least for the next 2 weeks. August, I think my schedule is shifting again, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, try this again. I think if I try and get the tip of the cupcake right between the B and the R there, it should work. That one looks a little bit straighter. Okay, we'll go with that one. All right, so now I'm going to grab my blends, and I think I'm going to do the wrapper in the Azure Afternoon in the blue, and then the icing part I'll do in the Lemon Lolly in the yellow. Oh, put my cupcake first. Yeah, Leanne, that would have been a really good idea. So Leanne suggested to stamp the cupcake first and then the circle. Yeah, I didn't think of that. But I'll do that next time. Live and learn. All right, so I'm going to start with the light Azure Afternoon. And I am, sorry, give me 1 second here. I just need to find my glasses. I forgot to put them on before I started, and they're very dirty, so I should have also cleaned them, but I didn't today. Yeah, I don't like coloring without my glasses. It just feels wrong. And I don't think I'm going to worry too much about doing any fancy blending here. I'm just going to kind of color. Let's see, I might do something on the icing, but we'll see how it looks, and then I can always add more if I want. That's the nice thing about the blends. If you start coloring with the light, I think it would probably work even with the dark. Just be a little bit harder to lighten your shading. But you can always go in and add more, like another layer or whatever afterwards too. So actually I just see where I can add some dark just now. So I'm going to finish this up here. There. And I am going to go in with my darker blends. And I'm going to use the small tip on this one. So you can see they have two little lines. So the big line is the brush tip and the small line is the, I don't know, the bullet tip, I guess. A little bit smaller area. And I'm just going to do kind of the inside of the cup of the liner there. There we go, with the dark one. All right, and then I'll do the same with my icing. I'll get the Lemon Lolly, and I'm going to start with the brush tip up with the light. we go. And I think I might add some dark in here too. I think my, because the blends bleed through a little bit, my one on the back is just kind of showing a hint of color on the other side here. So, well, that might have made it worse. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to stamp one more thing. I'm going to use my Azure Afternoon. And this is just, I think it's about a 1/2 inch. It might be just slightly larger than 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's not quite 5/8 of an inch. Kind of between a 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch. And I'm going to stamp my happy birthday. How wide is this compared to my card? I got a little bit of playing room. Okay, perfect. I'll do a quick check on this one. Just make sure I don't have any residual ink on the edges there. It's a little bit warped, so I'm just going to kind of try and flatten it out a bit. There we go. All right. So I'm going to try and put this kind of close to the center. If I'm not exactly right in the middle, side to side, it's okay, but it just gives me a little bit more room to play. With what I want to do with the greeting, with the kind of the label-y part. I don't like that at all. Okay. What did I do on that? I just didn't get the edges very well inked. Okay, try again. I'm going to go down a little lower here on my page so that I can see a bit better. I think that'll work. Okay. Yeah, don't laugh at me, Leanne. That's okay. That's why paper has two sides, right? So you can try again if it doesn't work the first time. All right, so I think we have all our pieces here. Now, what I'm going to do, I am going to cut out this circle. I'm just debating. I think I'm going to actually punch this one out. I'm going to do it a little bit differently than what I had planned. So I'm using the 2 3/8 circle punch that it comes in a bundle with the Circle Saying stamp set. So you could do that. And I'll talk about the other way as well. I'll try and get this lined up. Okay. I think we're good there. Okay, so that's my good side there. So the other option would be to use, so these are the Stylish Shape dies, and they're the 2 largest circles. So your other option would be to cut it out with this second largest circle here. But I think I'm going to do something a little bit different with this one. I think I'm going to actually cut myself a little piece of the bubble bath. I wanted to use it, but I couldn't figure out how, but I think I've just figured it out on my brain. So what I'm going to do, so this circle is about a 2 3/4 inch circle. I'm going to cut myself off 3 inches of this. All right, and then I'm going to die cut this circle in the bubble bath. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the Azure one. Yeah, I think everybody does when they're stamping. Got to make some mistakes, right? So I'm going to bring in the Azure Afternoon, and for this one, I am going to die cut both circles. So I'm going to try and make a little bit of a frame. I'm kind of missing, one of our old die sets that we used to have had a scallop circle. I'm missing that a little bit here. So I'm going to die cut kind of like that. I'll try and get them a little bit straighter, or make sure they're straight and even. And I'm going to die cut myself a frame. Okay, so we're going to do smaller, like second largest circle out of this, and then both out of this one. And I'll show you what happens with that. All right, so I'm just going to get my machine beside me here. Yeah, these ones are nice with, they have the stitching around them. So that makes them nice, but I do miss having the little scallop circle every once in a while. Just gives that little bit of extra pizzazz. All right, so there's that one. So that's going to go on there like that, I think, is the plan. And then I'll punch this out, and then I have to do one more die cut through after I'm done this one. So I'll show you that one in a minute. All right. Okay, hopefully I've got it lined up kind of in the middle here, and it doesn't shift while I run it through. I'm still using my old magnetic platform. Which works pretty good, but every once in a while you do get still a little bit of a shift. Let's see what happened here. Doesn't look too bad actually. So this is what you end up with. So I'll end up with a circle, a small circle, and then the frame, and that's by putting the two dies together to cut. All right, and then I need still one more of the second smallest cut out. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my card base now. So these can go aside for a second. I'm going to take the card base, I'm going to open it up and decide where I want my circle, and then I'm going to run the whole thing through the cut and emboss machine, and it will cut out the designer paper and the cardstock underneath. Okay, so you just kind of have to get it centered where you want it before you put it down and run it through. Okay, let's see what we got. So theoretically, it should punch out all the layers. Okay, so I end up with this circle that's left over. I can use that one for another project. I can use that one for another project. I'm done with the dies. I'm going to move those out of the way. All right, and now we can start building. All right, and I should mention, I got this idea for this fold from, it was Stampin' with Amore, I think. Angela Pius, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I think that's the name. So what we're going to do is I can put this circle is going to go on the outside here. So just to create a little bit of a frame, you just glue that right down. Might need more glue. I know that one's been kind of on its last legs for a while, so I'd had another one started. So as long as it comes out okay, we should be good. I'll try and keep a kind of a thin strip around the edge of the circle here. And again, this might have been one to use the adhesive sheets with, but I didn't think of that. So just now, so I did not. Okay. So this piece, let's see if we can get it lined up. It's going to be our frame here. And again, with that liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room before it sticks down. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to glue my image into my pink, onto my pink circle here. So when I started designing this card last night, first of all, I had a completely different card design. And I was going to use a completely different set of designer paper and colors, and it kind of just morphed into this as I started creating and found this. I just kind of happened across this fun fold. And then when I thought about our team challenge and the fun fold, I thought, well, I could do that. I did have circles. My original plan did have circles. So that's the same. All right, now I'm going to glue this part inside. So this piece here, I'm going to glue onto the back. So I'm just going to put the glue here. So this is the same idea as if we were using a dark colored base, and I put a piece of white in the middle. Same idea. You have to make sure you get it going the right direction here. So I want my designer paper fold to be on the right hand side when I put it down. All right. So that's going to go in the middle there. All right. All right, and then now I'm going to take this piece and it's going to glue down on this fold right here. So I just want to put glue on the right hand side, and then I'm going to make sure I get it lined up. I'm actually going to glue it down through the hole to get it lined up. Right hand side. I always have to think about that like 3 times before I actually put the glue on. Because if you put on the left side, you're going to end up gluing your card shut. All right, so now I'm going to do, same idea, I'm going to close the card. I'm going to get that kind of set up the direction that I like. And then pop it into the little hole. All right, so now when I open the card, that piece should be on the inside. There we go. Okay, so that's how it opens. I don't know where all these little bits are coming from. All right, and then last but not least, well, not even last, I'm going to add my greeting. So I think I'm going to do my greeting with dimensionals, just to give it some, although it is kind of thick the way it is, but that's okay. All right, so I think what I want to do here, I think I'm going to trim it a little bit, and then maybe I will flag the edges a little bit here. All right. Let's give it a bit of a trim down. And because I'm flagging it, it doesn't really matter if it's straight or not when I'm cutting, so I can just use my scissors. I think I'm going to go a little bit more on this side. All right, and then if you don't know the flagging trick, there are some dies that will cut as a flag, but I'm going to do it this way instead. So you're just going to, if you cut in the middle of your piece, like top to bottom middle, and just cut in a bit, then you can trim from the corner to your cut line. And I'll give you a nice flag shape. There we go. same on this side. There we go. All right. Yeah, Mom, I like this one too. It's pretty simple actually to do. All right, and then I'll put some dimensionals under here. Pop that on the bottom. And then we can add a little bit of bling. Oh, and before I glue that down, do I want to do... No, I'm not going to put a ribbon on. A ribbon that coordinates with these three colors too. That's kind of where I started with my colors. I was thinking, what if I wanted to use ribbon, what could I use? I'm still in the process of collecting some of the new product. So what I have to work with for these videos is a little bit slim right now. But I will let you know, that's one of the things I had on my list to talk about tonight, is that we have going on, starting tonight at midnight, so July 19th technically, for 24 hours we have a stamp sale. So any of the stamp, I believe it's any of the stamp sets in the new catalog, are on for 15% off tomorrow. So it's a great time if you are looking to, if you had your eye on one or two of the stamp sets, it's a great time to do that because they're on sale. But also, because it's our bonus days, I think you can probably get a little bit of extra bang for your buck, because with every $60 worth that you purchase, you get a $6 coupon for August. So you not only can get your 50% off of your stamp sets, but if you have enough to total $60 or more, you can get a coupon or more. And it's every $60. So if you have a $120 order, you would get 2 coupons that you can use in August. Now, it will take into account that you have it's the sale price that will count towards the 60, not the original price, but still, it's still a good deal. All right, and then I think I want to use, I just have to find them. I thought I had them out, but I don't think I actually took them out. There we go. My flat adhesive pearls, and I'll put a couple of those on there. Yeah, so I think that's kind of, we had a new kit released a week or so ago, and then the bonus days is the big thing that's on right now, and the stamp sale tomorrow. So I think that's kind of most of what's happening in the Stampin' Up! World. And yes, Leanne, it's Lemon Lolly is the yellow, Azure Afternoon is the blue, and Bubble Bath is the pink in this card. All right, I think I'm going to stick with the smaller ones for this. So I'll pop one up. Maybe we'll put it on the top of the cupcake. And I'll put one on my greeting. And I'll put one more maybe over here. All right. So there is the card of the day. So again, yes, I just said the colors. So it's a cute fun fold, and then you can put another greeting in here if you want. And what I might try and do is center, so when you open it up, your greeting or whatever you put on the inside might be in the circle, but you don't have to, because it won't show when the card is closed anyway. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do with that. But yeah, I really like the colors in this one. I like that combination a lot. You could also pull in, I think this one is Lost Lagoon. There's this, I think, is Blueberry Bushel. This is Lemon Lime, I think this one's Lemon Lime Twist. And I think there's Pretty Peacock somewhere, but I don't know if I see it on this particular piece. But yeah, so there's lots of different color options. All right, and thanks again for watching, everybody. Again, if you want to place an order, you can either message me on this Facebook account, or you can go right to my webpage, tracyfrith.stampinup.net. And I think I did post a host code along with the announcement for the 24-hour sale. So I think it's went on today. If not, it'll go tomorrow. But the host code is there too. So if you wanted to do that and use the host code, that would be fantastic. And let me know if you need help with anything. All right. Thanks again for watching. I love to see everybody on. I love the comments. I'd love it if you would share with your friends. If you have any crafty friends that might be interested, even in just watching, that would be fantastic. All right. I will see everybody next week. I'm going to go next week, same time. So Tuesday night at 8 o'clock for next week. And then I'll reevaluate what's happening after that. Have a great evening, everybody.